Hey, it's Hirsch, and today I'll be drawing whatever my subscribers tell me to. So the other day I posted on my community tab asking you guys for requests of what you wanted me to draw, and I got a lot. Hopefully this will become like an ongoing series on my channel, but for this week I just decided to pick the 3 that I saw the most or the comment that got the most likes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this chill drawing session, and let's get started. Starting off, on the right side, we have Scaramouche from Genshin Impact. I've drawn him a lot digitally, which you can see on my Instagram, but I don't think I've ever actually drawn him traditionally or like in my sketchbook, so I decided now was the perfect time to do that. Next up in the center is Shigeru Hyuma from Blue Lock. Surprisingly, I got a lot of requests to do Blue Lock fan art, which is like a sports soccer anime, I think. And I chose Shigeru because his hair color is literally so pretty, although I did kind of mess up his hair outline while doing the line art. It wasn't anything that a white gel pen couldn't fix, but don't look too closely at it. Anyways, the final character I'm doing on the very left is Anya from Spy Family. Spy X Family? Spy Family? I don't even know at this point. Anyways, I was originally going to do Lloyd from that anime, but I wanted to do at least one female character for this video, and I think I've only drawn Anya once digitally, whereas I do the Lloyd a lot in like my sketchbooks when the show first came out, so I decided to draw Anya instead. Also, she just looked more fun to draw, and I'm very glad that I did choose to do her. I think she also looks more aged up in the way that I drew her, which I think is more fitting in my art style as well. I do kind of want to get better at drawing people of different age ranges though, because I feel like all the characters that I draw have like the same age look. They don't look older or younger, or like whatever age they're supposed to look. Anyways, now we're starting the coloring process. So I'm starting off with Anya, and she's probably my favorite drawing in this whole spread. I don't really like how I position the other 2 characters because there's just like awkward white space at the top and the bottom, which you can see here. So that can't really be filled with any other drawings either because it's just like a strip. So I just have to cover up with some background stuff later on, which you'll see towards the end of the video. Anyways, it has been a hot minute since I used alcohol markers in my sketchbook because literally I've only been using my highlighters and colored pencils for all the drawings that I've done because I'm in like a very doodly mood lately. It's probably just a phase, but I've been getting into like the mixed media aspect of my sketchbook, so I literally spend like 5 or 6 days on all my pages and just to fill all the white space up with like washi tape, stickers, sticky notes, song lyrics, etc. If I do a sketchbook tour of this, then you guys will see when I was in art block because I clearly like skipped some of the pages and you can see it's just like blank white space, and then once I got motivated again, the pages become really colorful once more. Anyways, to talk a bit about the drawing, I really like the colors that I chose for Anya because they just look so satisfying and like put together compared to the other 2 drawings that I did. I think it's also because there isn't as much contrast in her outfit compared to the other 2. Anyways, I have the volumes 1 through 8 of the manga, which I think I also had last time I did fan art for her, but I haven't watched the full anime yet because it's on Crunchyroll Premium, but I might pick it up again sometime. Next time, I definitely want to draw Yor, who is also from the Spy Family, because she's the one character I've never drawn from the series, which is surprising because I like her character design the best out of everyone in that show. I think if I do draw her, I'd want to do it digitally so I can add like really cool lighting and effects like I've seen other people do. So comment down below if you guys would like to see more digital art videos from me. Speaking of which, I might do like an updated tutorial like on digital art because my last one is extremely outdated and a lot of people were requesting it when I did a live stream last week. When I was coloring Anya's dress, I was really careful not to go in too dark because most of the time I end up disliking a drawing because of the amount of contrast between the colors, and I think that's also what happened when I was coloring Shigeru, which you'll see later. Anyways, I used a really light color at first, and I used like this really dark cool gray to mark out where the shadows are, and then I did a lot of layering for this piece so you could see like a lot of the speckled like kind of texture you get if you layer a light color on top of a dark color when using alcohol markers, but I don't really mind how it looks because I think it actually looks good in this case. Anyways, I added some finishing touches with the red alcohol marker to go in for the bow and like surround her eyes, and yeah, that's pretty much Anya finished. Now we're moving on to coloring Shigeru Hyuma. Shigeru is from the anime Blue Lock, and I actually recently got the first 2 manga volumes of the series, and let me just say it is so good because apparently this show was trending a while ago, which is what one of my friends told me when I was texting her about it, so I'm definitely late to hop onto the bandwagon, but I literally love the manga art style so much. I only have the first 2 volumes like I said before, so I haven't really gotten too far into the story, and I haven't started watching the anime either as of recording this, but I definitely want to start soon. I think the plotline is really interesting, and I was originally only going to buy it because I watched Haikyuu, which is a volleyball sports anime, and I enjoyed it a lot considering that it was like one of the first animes that I ever watched, so I thought that it would be nice to pick up another sports related manga. In the case of Blue Lock, it's like a soccer related, so I have absolutely no background info on it, but I actually do understand more of the gameplay because of the way that the book was written, so props to the writer for that because they include like lots of tidbits of information for people who don't know what soccer is like. My favorite character as of now is Bachira. Basic, I know, but I know there are like more fan favorites that I haven't met yet, so I'm really excited to get into more of the story. Shigiri was definitely the hardest to draw, and that was purely because of the hair. I don't have many red shades that match his hair, so I had to go in with like this purple shade, which you can see me adding in now. In hindsight, I probably should have used a slightly lighter purple, but it was too late to go back. I marked out the shadow points and then used this like slightly darker red from the base layer and layered it and blended crazy. I think it kind of worked out in the end, but I'm still not super happy with how the overall drawing looks because his hair looks super shiny now, especially with the other highlight that I added at the top. Also, I think his face is a little bit skewered compared to the other two, especially since it's just like a straight on pose, because I don't really know his character that much, because right now in the manga we don't really know his personality at all other than like what his name is and like kind of what type of character he is. Like we don't really know any of his backstory or anything, so I just thought I'd go on with like a straight standing pose that's like straightforward so it wouldn't like look weird, especially since he's in the middle of the spread, so I feel like it would have looked kind of strange if I made him facing either way. For the outfit, I went with the original Team Z jersey and layered like blue over gray to get the darker blue shade that I wanted. I also tried adding some more shading to his face because it was looking a little bit flat, but I don't think that really helped much considering it was like the liner of the face that was messed up, not the shading of it. And that's pretty much the Shigiri finished. For the last character, I'm doing Scaramouche from Genshin Impact. I've drawn him multiple times before, but never traditionally in my sketchbook. I think I've doodled him a couple of times, but I've never done like a drawing with my alcohol markers. I know there were like multiple ways of drawing him, like he has two in-game outfits and then like this white backstory outfit that we saw in some of his trailers. And then sometimes some people can draw him like wearing his headpiece or nothing at all. I went with his gameplay outfit because I like it and I think it'll match more because it's like more blue toned, and I didn't use a headpiece for this drawing because I'm lazy. Anyways, I was really losing fuel by this time, so I rushed this drawing the most out of the batch, which is probably why it didn't end up looking too good. For his hair, I didn't know if I wanted to make it warm toned or cool toned because people do it differently depending on their art style and also which outfit they're drawing. Because I'm doing the outfit like the cool tone version, I made the hair more purple because the other two drawings also had warm toned hair. However, for the highlights and the shading, I used more blue toned or like cooler things to shade it, so that would kind of balance it out. I also used the same gray shading technique that I did for the other two on his undershirt, but I did it super messy, which is why it went over the liner a little bit in some places, but it's nothing a little bit of a white gel pen can't fix. Similar to what I did for Shigiri, I also used the gray base color for the top part of his clothing, and then I did a blue color over it so it would kind of match the color scheme more. Overall, this definitely isn't my favorite drawing of him, and I like to do a redemption maybe later on, but I'm not sure. For finishing touches, I added this little bubble background behind the characters. I did green for Anya to match her eyes, and then I did pink for Shigiri, and then blue for Scaramouche, in an attempt to fill up some of the awkward space that was like on the top and the bottom. And then I did some white gel pen highlights near the sides of the characters to add some more contrast. I wasn't sure if I wanted to outline the characters with white gel pen, but I feel like that wouldn't really add much of a difference because there's already a lot of contrast between the characters' outfits and the bubbles I did in the background. I also used this black gel pen to shade the eyes, and I added some stripes at the top and then this like little pupil thing, and then over that I did the eye highlights. I'm not sure if I like this method of coloring eyes, but I'm still figuring out how to do it better traditionally. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. This definitely isn't my favorite spread, but I had a nice time coloring it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!